It's get wild.
I got the elk shirt on
You're
right now,
you're
organic.
organic. There you go.
I just made some elk kebabs today.
You did.
Fucking delicious.
Was it good?
Yeah, they're like little Greek kebabs. You take like ground meat, and they taste like
Mm.
gyros.
Oh yeah, that's very good. But you put
So
any sauce on it or anything like that?
it's like ground meat. I take like ground elk meat, and I put in like parsley, mint, coriander,
Mm.
onion, red onion, uh, all sorts of different like seasonings, like Greek seasonings. And
Yep.
you just mix it all together. You roll it up in like a kebab, slide it on there, and grill it, and it literally tastes
Mm.
like gyro.
That's pretty good. Yeah, it's probably the same exact thing, just elk meat over lamb meat.
Right. Yeah.
But lamb meat does have a pretty distinctive flavor, but so does elk meat. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
It
I
is
love
top
gyros.
notch. Oh yeah.
I love
Remember
gyros.
we used to crush those in Vegas all the time?
Oh my god, I could eat 1,000. I could eat so many.
Dude, Sprouts had the setup. You go in there, they had the Euro tray, they had the taco tray.
Yeah, they had just picked up the tray, hit the grill real quick, put it on there, and then had the
Oh
whole
yeah.
get up, and then you just throw it all away as one. Yeah,
Oh, that shit was
that was
so
nice.
good.
That was nice.
I saw
Yeah, that
Ryan
was
was
very good.
grilling some wings the other day.
I messaged him. Yeah, said brings back good old memories, Ryan. He's like, you guys could eat so many wings. I was like, oh yeah,
Oh yeah. We
yeah,
could
we can
fucking
devour wings.
pound,
We can put them
pound some
back.
wings.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's a character. I was uh I was reading a bunch of shit about Colorado today and all the shit they're going through. I was fucking listening to some podcast and they were talking about Trump and Biden and all that bullshit. And then they're like, what the fuck's going on with like Colorado and all that? Like mountain lion shit and stuff like that, where they're trying to like ban mountain lions or something.
Yeah, they're trying to ban mountain lion hunting.
That's pretty crazy.
These and Colorado has this weird legislation where they can get things. What they're trying to do is get these things pushed onto, like they wanted to get pushed onto like a public ballot, like this November. So it's the public that ends up voting on like
So like
conservation.
so they can like just vote on like, oh, we don't want because you'll get all the city people. Or there's a majority of city people that
Right.
probably like, yeah, fuck hunters in a way.
Yeah, so it's this stupid legislation process they have in Colorado. So like all these anti-hunters take advantage of it. So basically, what they need is they have to get a certain amount of signatures, and once they get a certain amount of signatures, then it goes on to the ballot in November, and then the public votes on it. It's the same thing that happened with wolves in Colorado.
Oh, when they
So
voted to
yeah,
bring wolves into Colorado,
yeah,
that's pretty
which is
crazy.
bullshit. So basically, what they're doing is like they're like overminding like the wildlife agencies in Colorado, like the
Yep,
scientists who do all the conservation work for the animals and like manage
yep,
the herds, manage the predators.
yep.
They basically are just like going over them and then just because they wanted to get on the ballot. So then it's just the public, just
Yeah,
any Joe Schmo.
that is pretty crazy. It is in the type of people that like that legislature of like banning mountain lions and shit like that. They are just like I don't think they understand a single bit on how things work, like conservation works and anything like that. Like I was reading like one article and it was about the lady who was wanting to ban mountain lion hunting in Colorado due to for like trophy hunters and things like that. And she was just like some city person who was just like, it is just inhumane to kill these gorgeous animals. We need like their population to run free. It's like, well, you let them go, they're gonna kill off freaking elk, mule deer. They're gonna eat all those animals. You're gonna have no more elk. I mean, obviously, you're not gonna have no more elk and mule deer, but their population is gonna go down. Won't see many more of those animals
Oh
running
yeah,
around.
I mean a lot of it's just people. I mean most of like the general public isn't educated on like how hunting works because
Mm,
that's like what the anti-hunters are trying to do. They're trying to like classify as like we're just out there like trophy hunting.
okay.
Like we're not eating it. We're just out there trophy hunting. Like all this stuff that we're doing is like highly regulated. Like
Mm.
we're
Oh
given
yeah.
tags by the state. which comes up with the allocation for the number of tags due to scientists and all the research that they're doing on the animal, saying there's X amount of mountain lions. We need to shoot this amount of mountain lions for the herd to be healthy and to be like
Yep.
a healthy herd with all the different animals in this ecosystem. I mean,
Yep.
it's all science based, like work
it's all like your
that's being
wildlife
done.
biologists generating
Right.
the tags correct and stuff like that. Yeah, it
And
is
it's like this, like these anti-hunters come around and saying like, oh, they're out there trophy hunting. So like, I feel like the general public or like people who don't know about hunting just think like there's like these guys out here just willy nilly like shooting a mountain lion when they see it, and
for
just like,
sure.
all right, we're done. Where it's like
It's
you have to go through, you have to get a tag, you have to go and find a mountain lion, and then like they're eating the mountain lion, they're
yeah,
using the resource once it's killed.
yeah, for sure.
But
Well, freaking, I was reading what's that book called? Oh, I was reading a book called Beaverland. um,
is
and
that the one where
it's
they talk about the wolves in Yellowstone?
no, this one is literally just about beavers, like beavers for a full book, which I thought was impossible, but it was pretty crazy because it was literally about and she was just like a professor up in I want to say like Delaware or somewhere in the Northeast, Delaware, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Hampshire, something up there. And she was a professor who she lived on like a house out in the woods and just had like a pond in the back where she had a beaver dam and kind of got very interested in beavers and whatnot. And so then she became like literally obsessed with beavers. So she would just start writing about beavers and the
Mm-hmm.
book is like about how she goes through a lot of it is like she became friends with like a trapper and she just wanted to understand how he could do what he does. And like at the end of it, she was like, I get it because one, those guys pay for a lot of the conservation that goes on to keep a healthy animal population and whatnot. And he's like, most of the time they're not like trophy trappers. He's like, I've been doing it since I was 3 years old. We eat everything. The hides go to good
Right, they
causes and things
use
like that. If we don't, they use everything. And she was like, I just thought they were pretty much trapping, wanting to hide, throwing the meat away or something like that. But they ate the meat all the time. If he didn't eat the meat, he like donate it to certain charities and stuff like that, and they'd eat the meat. And I guess beaver is very good. I had no effing idea that beaver was like it's like a delicacy.
Mhm.
I was like, what the fuck, beaver?
Yeah.
I would never eat beaver. And I guess like their
Yeah.
tail too is fucking delicious. Whatever,
Oh yeah,
off the point, but
the beaver meat, the beaver tail. I guess I've seen people like cutting open like yeah, cook it up. I guess it's really
I
good
would
too.
think
I
it'd
don't
be
know.
like gritty and shit like that. Like I
I
don't know, like
mean,
rougher.
beaver's like a
I don't know.
basic. It's like a giant rat that can swim,
It's
essentially.
disgusting. I don't
Yeah.
want to eat no rat.
They can't. They are big bastards, so I'm sure they got a bunch of meat on them.
Yeah, they are freaking huge, big times.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was just
but
it was pretty crazy. Yeah, they don't. It's kind of got to use like people just don't really understand. Kind
yeah,
of
and
tough to.
the way that Colorado's set up is the like it's all about if anyone gets enough signatures, they can get anything on the ballot, which
Really. So
is
you just
like
have like you get a certain number of signatures, then it can go to.
yeah, I think they needed like 124,000 signatures. And so what they were doing is
Hmm.
they were doing paid signature campaigns. So they would these groups, which the like the main lady is the lady on Tiger King.
What lady on Tiger King?
The main chick on Tiger King.
Really?
Who has a bunch of tigers.
That girl, that
Yeah.
lady. Hmm.
So she's like one of the leaders of like these organizations that are like going against like trying to save cats kind of thing.
Goddamn
So what
people
the
who are housing tigers are trying to. That's crazy.
yeah, so
Hmm.
they paid this like firm where they paid people to go out and gather signatures. So like every signature that person gets money. And so like these people are
Really?
from all around the United States, like not even from Colorado.
Colorado?
Yeah,
Does it?
and
Does it get?
they're just in Colorado. They don't know shit. They're just like all they're using is like just like trophy hunting. Like these guys are out just killing mountain lions for no reason.
Yeah.
So then
Does
they get
the
people to sign it.
does the list get vetted or anything like that to like make sure
Yeah,
like they have to be Colorado residents or
right.
something like
Yeah.
that?
So supposedly they've turned in their list, which was like 180,000 signatures, and
Oh
now
shit.
it's getting looked through. So what they do
It
is
is.
they get like 10% of the signatures.
Mm,
So they just take 10% of it, and that's like
mm,
their test number, and they go through and like if there's a percentage of them that like out of that 10% that
mm.
aren't valid,
Yep.
then they just assume the rest of the signatures. So instead of looking at all of them, they just take like a
All of
small
them.
portion, look at
Sample
five,
size and yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, because
and then they pass it
180
on.
signatures are probably pretty difficult to vet. And I'm guessing
Yeah,
there's a certain time period you have to vet everything before it
yeah.
moves over to.
So then if it passes, then it goes on the ballot in November. So then the general public is allowed to vote on
Do you
wildlife
think
conservation.
do you think if it got on the ballot, it would be passed? Do you think enough people are like don't really know and they would actually vote on it
I
to
mean,
pass it?
it'd definitely be closer than you think. I mean, the wolf thing, I think it was like 50 to 49.
Mm,
So
mm.
like it was a super close like split
Well,
vote. Mountain lion could be, you
yeah,
know,
for sure.
I mean, I feel like people like wolves more than mountain lions,
Yeah, definitely. Like dogs.
but
Yeah.
I mean,
What is do they like track those Colorado wolves
oh yeah,
and
they're
whatnot?
collared.
Like so like they see like where they're are they still in Colorado? Are they
Uh,
staying here? Because I know they can travel pretty far.
oh yeah. I mean, I saw they had a trail cam picture of one in Vail. The other, I mean, they definitely go into Wyoming, so they're
Mm,
released like in north central Colorado,
yep.
and they only release the maps like of Colorado, of like
Mm.
where the wolves are in Colorado. Like
So if they go to Wyoming, you don't really know
it
if
goes all the way up to the border. So like, yeah, they've definitely gone into Wyoming. You know,
yeah.
they've crossed over Interstate 70. Like they're in Vail now.
That's pretty
Dude,
wild.
one of them. So there's one that died, and it was just right up the canyon from Fort Collins,
Really?
mountain lion.
Mountain lion killed it?
Killed it.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
Literally, mountain lion killed that thing.
That's pretty crazy.
Crazy.
Is that common?
I
I mean, because wolves are
mount.
bigger than mountain lions, aren't they?
Uh,
Or are they about similar? I know mountain lions
depends.
get pretty big, but
Yeah. I mean, mountain lions are definitely like on landscape, probably like the ultimate predator. Like they're the best hunters, big, fast,
there.
strong.
Yeah.
Compared, I mean, that's why wolves have to like hunt in packs usually. Whereas
Yeah.
like a mountain lion, they just hunt by themselves.
Solo. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That mountain lion probably saw that wolf and was like, "What the hell are you doing here?"
Yeah. I'm gonna
Just
eat you.
killed it.
Yeah. Not my territory. You don't.
Yeah.
Not coming in there. That is pretty crazy.
I mean, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just another reason to show. I mean, there was a kid in California who was out shed hunting. He got attacked by a mountain lion and got killed.
You read so many headlines in any state that says like mountain lions are going into cities more than ever these days. And I think I read something where like even if they do get banned in Colorado, you can still get like a permit or something to hunt a mountain lion if it's causing problems with people and things like that. But at the same time, it's kind of like one of those, it's too little too late if like someone gets attacked by a mountain lion, you know, if there's just mountain lions running everywhere.
Right. Well, what
Yeah.
California did is they banned mountain lions a couple years ago, mountain lion hunting, and now instead of like hunters going out and killing mountain
Mm,
lions, the state of California
mm,
hires like people from helicopters to shoot mountain lions, which is
shit.
which I mean that's not
Yeah.
free. Like it's taxpayer money. That's no matter what, the mountain lion's going to get killed either by hunters or by the state or by
So
hired
why did
gunmen.
did California ban it for the same reason? Inhumane to
Yeah, California, same thing. Super liberal. Like they know they could get that passed because the majority of the people there are.
so yeah, so now they're just getting him killed by helicopters.
Yeah,
Like way more humane than actual hunter putting in the hours to go kill him and then using everything. Yeah, that's pretty
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So that's like where everyone draws the same conclusions. Like California does the same thing, and then I mean it's just going to be taxed. These mountain lions are going to die. Someone's going to hunt them, whether it's hunters or the
Some
state,
second.
and
Yep,
then
for sure.
What's good about hunters, right? It's like all of our money goes back into conservation. We buy the tag.
Yep.
Tags aren't cheap. We're helping the economy with those little towns that we have to go get gas and restaurants and all that shit. So,
Oh yeah. Yep, for sure. I bet you it's like tourists for some of those cities. Like that, I remember that one we went up to in Nevada. That was like I didn't even know a town existed in that place.
when that mule deer, I mean, that one was in the middle of nowhere.
That that was like, how does people make a living up here? What do they do? There is nothing. It's nothing for 900 miles. It seems
I
like.
mean, northern Nevada is probably some of the most remote place. Dude, we
Oh
didn't
yeah,
even have radio.
yeah.
Like,
We
you couldn't
had
even get FM or AM stations.
anything, anything. Yeah, that is pretty wild. Yeah, that I just remember going to that town. It's like, what the, $7 gas or $8 gas or something like that in that town. It's pretty crazy.
Weird town. And I think one of the darkest places is in Nevada, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's like the, what are they called? Like no light zone or, uh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's where like if you go out there, you can see like the freaking galaxy if you
Yeah,
look
because
up or something like
it
that.
has like the least amount of light
Light
pollution.
pollution. Yep. Yeah, I know
But
it. Yeah, I think there's like two in the United States, and one is, or it might be the only one in the United States. I'm not sure because I can't think of anywhere else that's kind of that secluded. I mean, that place is. I feel like we were driving on one road for 17 hours, and then there's just nothing. There's no towns, no nothing. It's pretty crazy.
yeah, Nevada has a unique landscape. I always say it's like if you're like driving on the moon. Just
Yeah,
like
it is.
no trees, no vegetation. Like the mountains are just like pure jaggedy rock.
Yep.
Like it's not like your Colorado typical mountains like where it's like
No.
evergreens and aspens and like
Yeah.
vegetation.
No green. No nothing.
It's
It
just
is.
boulders.
Nevada just blows my mind because it's literally just south, you got Las Vegas, one town or one huge city, and then north, you just got Reno. It's like the biggest state and the only two fucking cities, the farthest south, the farthest north, and then nothing in between. It's like, yeah, I don't know, it kind of blows my mind sometimes that there's nothing, which I get, but
I think we
yeah,
would
it
have
is.
liked Reno better than Vegas. Reno's kind of
R-
sick. I've never been,
Doesn't
but it looks.
Reno is like a little bit cooler, isn't it?
Oh
It's
yeah,
like a little
way
bit
cooler.
more in the mountains and stuff like that.
Yeah, they have like ski resorts. Like they get
Yeah.
snow. Like yeah, it's a lot cooler
Because
than Vegas.
Idaho is right above Nevada.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Idaho's sick. That's some
yeah,
cool landscapes up there.
yeah. You're not
That's
far.
pure wilderness. Yeah, and you got
Oh yeah,
Montana and shit like that. Yeah,
oh yeah. Being it good.
yeah. The only good thing about Vegas though is you're pretty close to everywhere. I mean, San Diego, Utah, Phoenix. It is nice in that aspect. You kind of have someplace to go every weekend if you needed it.
I don't even think I've been back to Vegas since we left.
I haven't. Not I'm too scared.
Never again.
I partied a little too hard in my time in Vegas.
Never again. Never going back.
I just it is so damn hot. I don't understand how people can just they say it's better than having a winter, which I understand that coming from Iowa, but good God, those summers are miserable. You just can't go outside.
Terrible.
You can't even go
Can't
by
do
the
it.
pool. It's too hot. I didn't even want to go in the water. Too hot. Just take me
Too
inside.
hot.
Too much sun. I see
Too.
people get like super dehydrated and things like that, just
We
drinking
probably got
24/7.
we probably got skin cancer from that shit. I never
Yeah,
put sunscreen
I got a couple spots in my body. I should probably get checked out.
on. Oh boy.
Couple of my shoulders, probably a little skin cancer.
Are you gonna go up to Minnesota this summer?
Yeah, we're going Labor Day weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yep, yep. We're gonna one day. I think probably Saturday. I'm gonna rent a boat and go on Little Boy and go fishing.
You like little
Just
boy, don't
just
you? You
troll
want
around it.
just go back in that one bay and catch muskie.
Yeah, I'm just gonna just troll, call it good. That's all I want to do. Yeah, I'm trying to bring Taylor with me, but he's not much of a fisherman. So,
Come on,
and
Taylor.
that's like the first week of football too, that weekend.
Oh yeah.
So he's probably like, I'm gonna not go on you, go with you on that boating trip. He's gonna stay home and watch football.
Do you
Which
remember
don't blame him.
when we went to that bay? I think it was like right after we it was right when we were done with baseball. I think we're
We we
seniors,
had,
and
we stayed in that cabin.
yeah,
Yep,
we
we
went
had
there. That
we had John's boat.
we were catching so many damn fish in that bay.
Oh yeah, that bay was really good. We didn't leave it. You didn't have to.
That's when
Didn't
we
have to at
netted
all.
that. That's when we
That North
netted a
or
muskie.
muskie. I forgot about that. That is funny. The skinniest muskie you'll ever see in your life.
I wonder what was wrong with it. It had to have gotten hit by a boat or something.
It's probably a propeller. Or, I don't know, maybe a bigger muskie. That's what I was hoping.
Because what
Because
was
you
it? We were
remember,
looking. We saw it, and it was like swimming behind us, like with its head out of the water.
mm, yeah, it kind of. We first saw it and it had a huge head. Like it looked like that propeller hit it. I don't know, like a week before. So the head was huge, but the body was super skinny, but super long. But yeah, we saw its head pop up. We're like, holy shit, dude, that's a big muskie. didn't see anything
Big
else besides
fish.
the head. Big fish. So we freaking
Did,
circle the boat
did we
around.
did we try casting at it or anything?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just remember swimming with its head out of the water. We're like, well, shit, this thing can't see a damn thing. Let's just net it.
Well, we were like, if we're gonna catch this thing, we're catching this thing the right way. We're not gonna net any fish. We're like, let's just toss a couple lures. We're like, this thing is so skinny now that we saw it. It's like it has to be hungry. So we were tossing some lures in front of it, and I think it like attempted, but one, it looked like it had zero energy. It looked like it was literally on its last breath, and
Right.
then didn't go after anything. But then, because then we just literally pulled right up to it and just sat there, and it just didn't do anything. And then we're like, is this thing dead? And then you like reached in and like touch it, and it just starts squirming away. And we're like, well, shit, what is this thing doing?
I
Yeah,
remember when we netted it, it started fighting a little bit in the net.
yep. Because even you had a little bit of trouble pulling it out, and I was like, I originally thought you're just gonna yank this thing and like this is like this thing is gonna be dangling. It's like, oh go, oh no, what are we doing? But it wasn't like that
And
at
then
all.
we both took pictures with it, like we just caught this fish.
Big fish on board, boys.
Yeah, I
Big
took some
muskie.
pictures, and they're like, "All right, your turn." You took some pictures. Oh shit!
We posted those, and I know
Yeah,
we got like a text immediately like, "Did you guys catch a muskie?" It's like, "Yeah, bud, sure did.
hell yeah.
Only one
Oh,
ever." It was
it's
funny.
like that. I've seen that a northern do that. Remember on I forget what lake it was when we were little. There was like that northern pike. It was like eating peanuts behind the boat.
Oh, the boat. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, yeah. I don't,
It's like
don't fish
swimming with its head out of the
head
water.
above. I think I I know we kind of tried to look something up on like what the heck is going on with this thing. And I remember we read an article saying like some fish do that, like some northerns and muskie do that. First, I can't remember the reason, but we ultimately
We
were like
think
that. There's something wrong with it.
they have to be sick or something.
Yeah, it just wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. Utah's so. I mean, granted, muskie are known for not eating everything, but I don't know. Yeah, something was definitely wrong with it for
Maybe
sure.
someone listening to the podcast will know. If you know, let us know because we want to know what the hell's going on with this fish.
Yep,
He
because
was
we want to
I
catch
can't
big
remember
muskie.
how long it was, but it was skinny as hell. It was
Yeah, it
long
was.
but
It was
skinny
like 52 inches.
and just skinny as
Actually,
all hell.
I probably have my photo of it still posted up.
What'd you
I
say?
get.
50,
I bet you I do.
50, 52 incher?
Let's see what you said. I don't have. Is that it? 52-inch muskie. That's what I said.
No.
52-inch muskie.
Damn, was it? I didn't. That's big ass fish.
Dude, look how big that thing looks.
You are the fish.
Yeah, I don't know where my neck ends or begins.
That
Yeah,
fish
that's.
was huge.
Oh, it was. Now that I look at it, it's not as skinny as I think I remembered, but like I do remember in person, I was like, this thing is. Yeah, this thing
Oh
should
yeah.
be thick with a big old belly on it. I was
We were
holding that like
loving
a
it.
dipshit too. That's-
We
oh, that
just
was
threw it.
awesome.
We just threw it right back in. Who knows what?
Yeah,
Probably
it
got netted
did,
again by
well,
someone else.
did the same thing too. Just sat there, just literally floated, didn't go anywhere.
Oh
It
yeah,
kind of
that
swam
thing.
a little bit, but it probably died a day later or something.
So
Yeah,
you're
that
gonna
was
go
funny.
back and fish on Little Boy,
Yeah,
dude. You should
yeah,
just take old Green Boat to Blind Lake.
yeah. I can do that. Trot around a little bit.
You want the big muskie
Probably.
though, don't you?
Yeah, I want big fish. I mean,
Blind.
blind leg known for, but lately, no, it's been a little smaller. We haven't caught a big fish on blind in a second. Not since like high
Jo-
school and things like that.
Josh was fish. He went and fished. What was it after your wedding? He went up
After
there.
my wedding, yeah,
He said they caught 3 fish.
the
That's
whole
it.
week.
When they went and fished on blind, I'm like, you guys suck. Last time I was
Yeah, he
there, dude,
does.
I caught like 50.
Wasn't Josh supposed to be some sort of fishing guide or something like that? That idiot.
It's because he was using his new raft from his company. Not even a boat. It's just literally a blow up raft with a
Like,
trolling motor.
yeah, dummy.
I said, no wonder you didn't catch a damn thing. Boat
Nice
sucks.
boats, nice boats only, Josh.
Nice one.
Three. I mean,
But
I
yeah,
guess it. Did he say it was hot? Was it pretty warm when they were up there?
had to have been.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, after
When
July
I was
4th,
up there, Abby caught a pretty good one.
Northern,
Yeah,
did
decent
she?
northern. We were catching bass too.
Mm,
You remember
I'm
that one time when we went up and camped? It was
at
just cold as fuck.
at Blind Lake,
Yeah.
and the truck died, or
Oh yeah.
did the boat die? Or the truck both
No.
died, didn't they?
Yeah. The boat motor was all fucked because like the gasoline valve
Oh,
was
the
like
valve. That's
bust.
right.
It busted off in the cold. Like we were
Yep,
moving
that's right.
around and it busted off.
Because it was like below freezing, and we just left that sitting out. It just froze solid, and then it
Yeah.
busted off. You're right. And then the truck didn't start
Yes. We had all
because
sorts of problems.
that was because we pulled in there. Do you remember on the way up there, we were driving down the interstate and we're looking across, and that truck is driving at us, or the car, and it loses its tire, and it just starts scanning, and it doesn't even realize it. It's just going down like another half a mile, and this tire's just freaking flying straight by it.
We should have
And
known
it,
by then that this is going to be a bad one.
yeah, because we pulled in at like midnight trying to set up. We had the light on and or did we sleep in the truck the first night?
Dude, I remember I was so goddamn cold I went and slept in the back seat.
That's right. I do. I think we all moved there eventually. Because I had to go sleep in the goddamn driver's seat. That was just no goddamn room. I was just sleeping like a freaking mummy.
Dude, that was when we'd go camping and we just like lay down blankets on the ground and just be like, all right, this ought to do.
This will be good. And that was like we were so dumb because that was like end of May or middle of May. That was like the opener. It might have even been
Yeah,
beginning of May because it was like the opening fish season
yeah,
for the summer, and it was like sleeting when we were out there fishing. It was sleeting,
freezing.
snowing, 28 degrees.
We did catch some
Yeah,
big bass though.
we did.
Cute, some
Big
big
bass.
ones.
Yeah,
No
big
northern,
bass.
just big bass.
And that was on blind too. So which typically you catch
Uh,
a lot of northern on. Yeah,
there you
that
go.
is right.
You're
I
gonna
forgot
have to go
about that.
back.
I did a lot of casts on that 'cause typically we just troll around that lake. So weedy.
Colin had the funniest
That's
outfit
funny.
on ever, I'm sure.
I
It's
think
just
I
all.
think that I think that one was me because I was dressed in all camo, and that's when Josh was like, "Are you hunting them fish?" And I was like, "Oh fuck!" I had the neck
We,
gaiter on, the fucking
it's
head.
because it's so cold.
It was freezing. I did. It was like I didn't bring anything good. I thought it was gonna be like 55 to 60 degrees. Cause like we left Iowa in like shorts and a t-shirt, and then we get to
That's
Minnesota and it was like 32 degrees, and I was like, what the fuck did we do? I didn't bring anything. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I didn't bring a stocking hat, nothing. It was
I,
fun but
I,
miserable.
I just remember trying to get as drunk as possible because I was so cold.
Warm up a little bit. Yeah, I
And
do remember. I do remember waking up and I was just shivering. And then I look up and I was like the only one in the tent. And then I
yeah,
go and you guys are sitting in the truck with it on. And I was like,
Oh
and it's
yeah.
like 3 in the morning. I'm like, you motherfuckers. And that's why I had to sleep in the driver's seat.
Those were way too cold. I am not sleeping in that tent. I'm out.
Yeah, no, that is right. And all the freaking times we've been, it's like Minnesota and shit. Because when we went with like Cody and Casey up for Memorial Day weekend a couple years later, it was freezing that weekend too during that time. Then effing last year we go to Canada at the same time and it's 150 degrees.
So hot.
Uh, and that was
God is
another time I brought winter clothes. I expected freezing temperatures and I brought two pairs of shorts and a t-shirt and it was 100 degrees.
yeah. Well, that really
Awful.
fucked. I think that really fucked our fishing for like big fish.
Oh yeah.
Because I
Because
think
we
all
still
the
caught
big
a
fish
decent amount.
yeah. We caught a ton. It's just I think all the big fish probably went deeper.
Yep.
Because I think what is that the first week of June?
Yeah, it was like it was like Memorial or yeah, last weekend in May to it was like May 30th, like June 4th or
Yeah.
something like that is when we went. Yeah.
Yeah, because usually all those big fish should be in the shallows, but I bet you
Oh,
when it got to 100 degrees, I mean, the water was even hot. The water was
oh yeah.
warm. We
Yeah,
were swimming.
perfect for yeah, perfect for swimming. Yeah. Yeah, it was I hated it. I just fun times obviously. Good thing about it is it kept all the mosquitoes away. We all brought thermocells, freaking I brought a head net. I heard effing stories about Canada. It's like the mosquitoes. You just don't understand. I
Terrible.
out there, I was like, there's not a damn mosquito here. I was like, what the fuck is this? Is this you guys really complain about this? And even Joe was like, oh no, this
Ju-
isn't how it typically is.
Just hot and sweaty is what we were doing.
Oh my, and that cabin was rough too. No
I
air,
know
no
it.
nothing.
Everyone thought we were idiots. We're at the airplane, like loading up at the lodge. Everyone's like, "What the fuck, you guys bringing fans for?" I'm like,
Hands for it.
it's about to
It's,
be 100 degrees. I'm about to
yeah,
be sweating in this fucking
yeah.
cabin.
Yeah. I remember Joe was like he was looking at the weather and that's when he was like, should I bring a fan? And this is like 2 days prior. And I was like, I don't know, Joe. I was like, it's gonna be pretty cool up there, I think. And then like the next day, like when we met up with you guys, he looked at the weather. He's like, well, it's supposed to be freaking 95 degrees tomorrow. He's like, I'm getting two fans. He's like, these two
Yeah,
fans are for me. I was like, damn it, Joe. We need some fans. He's like, not enough room. Only fans for
all the
me.
all those good old boys in Canada are like, "What the hell are you doing with these fans?" Oh, we're bringing them, and thank God we did, or else I don't know if I would have been able to sleep. I was in the top bunk too, so just
You were toasting up there.
and I'm pretty
Back
sure
in
those
twos.
mattresses were like the piss proof, so you're laying on
Oh
like
yeah, plastic.
plastic.
Yeah, there's like the mattress, and then it was covered with plastic, like zipped in. Yeah, those were awful. Yeah, I didn't get a
Uh,
lot of sleep on that trip. I just remember it's like we never really like stayed up too late or anything. But I do remember that first night. I was like, I might have to drink 25 beers tonight if I'm gonna sleep because if I go sober, I am not sleeping in this heat. Like I just need to pass out or something.
I was thinking about going to sit down on the dock. My God.
Yeah, and that sun too, because that cabin faced east, and so that sun would just rise up,
Oh,
waking up right at 5 in the morning, because that sun
couldn't
just
sleep in.
beamed in. No, it was so hot. I was like, this is just ridiculous. This is awful. Then you got freaking your dad just drinking all the water with it for his coffee. He-
We running low on water. God, Joe's making
just
25 pots of coffee.
yeah, I just remember that last day. Joe was like, "All right, boys, we're down to our last gallon of water," and he takes and he starts pouring it in the coffee maker. I was like, "Joe, that's our last. We got one more day in this goddamn heat." He's like, "Well, we got beer left," and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "I am so thirsty. I'm getting ready to boil some of this lake water." I was so thirsty. Oh, it was
we,
awful.
we need to go back.
Fun time. Yeah, that's
We need to go. If we go back,
those
we'll go the same
Hawaiians
time of year. It'll probably be a lot cooler.
a lot
No way
better.
it's
Yeah,
that hot again.
no, no. Even though I got like a photo memory of around that time when it happened, and I was like, I wonder what the weather is like right now. I did look it up, and it was like 88, 89, like June
Warm
1st or
again,
something
huh?
like. So it's still pretty warm, yeah. So
Maybe we'll have to go earlier.
it our luck though, because we just went, for for Joe's retirement, and it was cold and rainy then, and that was about the same time, wasn't it? Or
Yeah,
was that yeah, first of June? So I guess you don't really know what you're gonna get when you go to freaking Canada. That
could
time
be
it can
snowing.
hit or miss. We've gotten 90-degree weather, we've gotten snow, and we've gotten rain. It is what it is.
The fishing is always good though. I mean, always pretty damn good compared to Minnesota Hand Lake and
Minnesota.
Blind Lake bullshit.
Yeah, well, yeah, freaking Hand Lake sucks.
I remember Jeremy had no lures.
Oh,
Jeremy
that's
had like
right.
had like 3 lures. I said, dude, you're a moron.
He was like, "Well, you had a pack light." And I was like, "You pack light on lures on a fishing trip? What are you doing?" Yeah, I had
Dude, we're
to.
gonna be
We
up
had
there
all
for
dish them 4 days.
5 days.
Yeah,
It's like, dude, I'm throwing every lure I got out
yeah.
there. I'm
I
trying
spent
every
like
lure.
$500 on lures. I said, "I'm bringing them all. I will throw all these bad boys in. I do not care."
Yeah. Josh had a shit ton of lures too. He had like little bluegill things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He had all of his bubble lures and whatnot, and yeah, he was prepared. That's for sure.
I buy all these nice poles for that shit, and I go up there, just can't find anything. Don't know where any of these poles are. All gone. Shit's everywhere.
Yeah, dude. Just because we went to Canada last year, I bought two poles for that. No idea where they disappeared off to. It's like
Where's your
Joe,
poles?
no idea. I think Joe told me to leave him at the cabin. That's what he always says. He's like, just leave him at the cabin, boys. And then they just disappear. Because like for your bachelor party, I couldn't. I had no tackle box. I had no fishing poles. I was like, I don't know where the fuck I put those things at. I'm pretty sure they're up sitting at the cabin. Probably
Yeah,
sitting in that shed, just rotten.
goners, dude. I think people go up there
Goners.
and I swear to God, they take them. They go
Oh,
up to the
probably,
cabin and they take
probably.
them or something. Because when we're up there, because I grabbed some and there's hardly anything. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, Joe's probably telling guests, take whatever you know. Those boys don't use them fishing poles or anything like
Nah,
that.
they don't need them.
They're good. Take them. Little kid. Oh, can I keep a fishing pole? Of course you can. And then
Damn it, Joe.
next fishing trip I go on, I'm buying a new pole. Yeah, it's funny. It is what it is,
You
though.
don't ever want to see your
Pro-
pole again? Leave him at the cabin.
Leave them at the cabins, right? Because they will disappear. That is for sure. No
I
idea
always
where
laugh
those
when
things go.
you're blaming on Anthony. Anthony stole your poles.
Because he does. That I'm not kidding you. So like we went to Canada this last year. I bought two poles and I bought a shit ton of lures. Um, Anthony and actually I take that back. I think I have my tackle box. My poles are gone, but I bought a ton of lures. Um, get back and it's like 2 months later in that summer, and Anthony's looking in my tackle box, and then he grabs it and he just starts leaving. I was like, "Whoa, whoa, dude, what are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I'm taking my lures." And I was like, he's like, he was gonna go fishing at Les and John's pond out there in Guthrie. And I was like, dude, what are you talking about? I was like, just make sure you don't lose my lures. He's like, dude, these are all mine. I was like, Anthony, I literally bought these lures like a month and a half ago. I just went to Canada. I was like, they're not yours. He's like, Cordell, everything in this tackle box is mine. I was like, I swear to fucking God, it's not, dude. I had the receipt. I was like, I will show you this goddamn itemized receipt of all the lures I bought. They are not yours.
Gotcha. Take
Lures
that,
aren't cheap.
Cordell.
Lures
No, they're
aren't cheap.
expensive. I only buy
It's like
Meps, and they're like $10.
$10 for a lure. And then you want a good few colors. You want a couple big boys. You need a couple small ones. Before you know it, you're buying freaking 10 of those bad boys and you're spending 100
Oh
plus
yeah,
dollars. It's like, oh shit, this is all I
that's got to
got?
be the easiest $200 I'll ever spend. Is walking into like a tackle shop and just buying lures.
Oh yeah. Dude, I'm not kidding.
Because it
When
is.
I
That's
went
literally
to
what it is. It's like I need
all
a couple
lures,
big ones. I need a couple medium size, some small ones. I need this color, this color, this color.
yeah. What really
All
gets me is
sorts of
like,
shit.
I'll buy like a Meps, for example, and I'll buy like a black Meps. And then I'll look and I'll see like a red Meps. And I'll be like, shit, what if they're not biting black, but they're biting red? I was like, all right, all right, all right. I'll get the red maps. And then the same thing. It's like, oh shit, there's a green maps too. Then I'll like read an article that's like during the spring they love this color. It's fucking green. It's like, okay, I better get that one to you before I know it. It's like I'm not kidding you. I think I went to Bass Pro with Canberra, and I came with like a cart, and it wasn't really like that full. It's probably 20 lures. I bought like a new pole and a couple other things for it, and it was like $390. And she's like, "What the fuck did you buy?" And I was like, "I don't really know." I was like, it came to a point I was just starting tossing shit in the cart that I think I
Oh
needed.
yeah.
I was like, I just got to get out of here. little overwhelming, just tossing all your lures and
Oh yeah.
whatnot.
You see this color? Oh, this one's got a nice spinner. Nice. Take this
Yep.
one. Oh, this one's nice size. Take that one. Oh,
Yeah.
they stack up fast.
It gets me good. It gets me good. And poles
It's
aren't cheap either. Fishing's pretty expensive. Fishing, hunting, good lord. I don't know how you do it when you do all of them.
yeah.
It's
I
wild.
haven't done. I haven't gotten into the fly fishing too bad yet because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And
Yeah,
it
it looks
is.
pretty difficult.
It is. I'm about to just bring the spinner reel out because
Just tossed out there.
shit is
Do you think
annoying as hell.
do you think you could do that? Just put like a super light like
Oh, easily.
fly and just toss it down there, have it because isn't that what it is? You're just whipping it back and forth like a fly landing on the water or something like that, or
Right. Yeah.
or whatever it is. Yeah.
Essentially. Yeah. Yeah.
I was what?
Like I know a lot of everyone likes to fly fish, but the spinner reels are pretty. They're a little bit more efficient.
Mm,
Like you're definitely gonna get out more cast than a fly
for
rod.
sure.
Sit there.
I was I was watching. They had like fly fishing championships the other day
Yeah.
or something like that. I was watching on TV. It's pretty crazy. Those guys are
Is it
just
where like they're trying to hit spots? Like
yeah,
they had
like
like
hitting
little
spots.
circles.
There's like a distance one I think too, like who can get their like lure or whatever it's called farther. It was pretty crazy. They're like just weighing in the stream, just freaking whipping this thing back and forth. Kind of cool. It was kind of cool. I was like, shit, this is kind of nice. That looks impossible though.
Oh, I mean, you moved to Colorado and you're like, God damn it, I gotta fly fish.
Got a
Like
fly fish.
that's just what people do around here. I've gone out a couple times. I can't catch a damn thing. I mean, just get everything set up takes you forever. Like I don't
Yeah,
even know how old people are tying a fly to these lines. Dude, the line is so small and the flies are so small, like trying to get the line through the eye
you're it.
of the
Yeah.
lure. Dude, it takes me 10 minutes.
Do
It's
you have to,
terrible.
because you catch like trout and
Yeah.
things like that in Colorado, right? Is it
hmm
you don't have to have like any like leader type of material on there, do you? Because like they like what?
They call it a tibbet. So it's
Hmm,
essentially it's like that clear line
yeah,
within
like
the
the clear
tibbet is
like
like it's like a leader, but it's
mm,
3 feet long and it's just like
yep,
super thin clear line. So
clear.
like you
Gotcha.
have that super thin clear line, so then like the trout
Yeah,
can't
obviously
see.
don't see it. Are trout like can they see better than like
I
other
think
fish?
so.
Is
Yeah,
that why it has to be like super clear?
yeah,
And
super
obviously
thin and
super
clear.
light because you have to fly in it is a little bit different, but
Yeah,
hmm,
I think they can see really. I mean, because like all the stuff they are eating, like on top of the water, like in a river, like I feel like you have to have
yeah,
better eye vision for that.
yeah, because they
I don't
they eat
know.
just
They're
yeah. Uh,
they're pretty fucking hard to catch. It's
are
probably
they?
because I can't cast that goddamn thing. I'm
Yeah,
always getting
probably.
caught in trees behind me.
Try to whip that. Do
Oh,
you have to like how much line do you have to put out there to like whip it? Like how far do you cast? Is there like a reel that when you whip it, it
well,
on your
they say
reel?
like you pull out as much line as you want, however far you want to cast. So like if you want to cast 10 feet, you pull out 10 feet of line.
So do you have to like hold some of it in your hand, or do you
Yeah,
literally whip it
you
all?
like hold it through your hand, and you start the motion, and then like that line starts to pull through.
That seems crazy to me. That
Dude,
seems like one of
it's
those things that takes a long time to get
oh
good
yeah, it
at.
takes. And I'm probably not even explaining this shit right, but because obviously what I do doesn't fucking work. So
Not catching their fish.
Josh went and did a whole class. Did like an 8 hour fly fishing class
Is
in
he?
town.
Have you seen him fish with it yet?
I mean, he looks good out there. He's got all the fucking nicest gear you've ever seen. Just decked out in waders. No, they haven't caught a thing.
So it's big money on the gear, no fish yet, huh?
No fish yet.
We're gonna we're gonna come to your wedding next weekend, and you guys will be drinking IPA beers at a brewery. You're gonna be wearing your little fly fishing pouch that you have to keep right in front of you. You guys are gonna be true little Coloradians or Colorado,
Not
whatever, however the hell
not
you
me. I
say
don't
what
got
they
any
are.
of that. I don't have any of that nice stuff.
No,
I'm just going with my shorts.
does Abby fly fish?
Yeah, she likes to fly fish. She likes to fly
She
fish more than I do. It's just
is
because
she
I
good?
get pissed because I can't catch anything. She's all right. She's not too
Do
bad.
you,
I mean, none of us really know what the hell we're doing.
yeah. Do you have to like go into the mountains a little bit more to do that
No,
stuff, or
we got a river right behind that runs right through
so that
Fort Collins. The
that
Pooter, yeah,
river you can fly fish in, Pewter?
yeah. That's the only place I can catch fish.
Is it
They're
busy?
little.
Is there like people fly fishing all the time since it's running right through town?
Yeah. There's usually people out there. It's not like it's crazy busy. I mean, it's busy with like other. There's like biking trails. So like there's a lot of people, but yeah, there's a few fly fishermen. But yeah, I
So
mean, the shit you catch are. That's the other thing about fly fishing, dude. I'm catching always like the dinkiest fucking fish you've ever seen. Dude, trouters, five
they're not
inches.
very big, are they? Like what's a
I mean,
big trout?
some of them can get big. I don't know where the hell you
Okay.
catch those at, but yeah, they're like
Uh,
this river behind our house, the
yep.
Pooter. Like I'm catching dinks.
Bait fish is what you're catching.
Yeah, 6 inchers, seven
That's
inchers.
funny.
But
Is there like a? I'm guessing there's like a limit on what you can keep and whatnot
oh, for
in
like keep
Colorado,
fly fishing,
or
that's like the
can't keep
motto.
any.
No, you
Don't keep
can, but
fish.
like fly fishermen are definitely not about keeping fish. You always throw them back
Do they fight?
because then you can catch them again.
Are they big fighters? Are they
No,
like a
dude, they're
bass when you're catching a bass, or do you just reel it in?
dude. I've literally caught one fish, so
So you don't know. All right, all right.
look,
Bad question.
I caught one 7 incher. He fought like hell. He fought like hell.
So you're not the person to be asking that question, is
No,
what I'm getting at.
Abby went into the fly shop and she's like, "Can I get one of those little wicker baskets that I can keep all my fish when I catch it and take it home with me?" I'm like, oh, fly fishing. Like we usually like to release the fish so then we can catch them again. Like we don't really keep too many fish.
That's
It's
funny.
like a fly fisherman code kind of thing.
Just toss them back in, get them bigger,
But
catch them some more of
yeah,
them.
there's definitely like limits. Like you can definitely keep the trout that you catch and stuff,
Yeah, but
depending on like the
yeah,
size or
obviously,
whatever it is. But none of
yeah,
them
but most
do
people
because
toss them.
they're fucking weirdos.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes
I
a little bit
think
of sense, but
I don't know. So I think some nice trout over the fire would be kind of good on
trout's
the river.
trout's trout's delicious. Like I'm kind of surprised that more people, and I'm guessing people keep them obviously, but I'm guessing, or it surprised me that more people don't, because trout is very good.
Got to go up to Alaska. That's where everyone keeps them. Big salmon, catching those in the
That's what I
river.
want, just big old salmon, big salmon beast. That's what I want to do
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
halibut, salmon. Mm, hit me.
Yeah, that would be good. Didn't you go salmon fishing like last year or something up
Yeah,
there?
dude,
Was it good?
you can easily go up there and catch like your 100 pounds of salmon. And just like be good for the year.
Can you just like go to a spot in the river and you just see salmon swimming around in there, or is it?
When I was up, they weren't running yet. When I was up there, so they were still in the ocean.
Uh,
But they're like you just. We were with like a guy who had all the setup in his boat.
yeah,
And we're just you're going through like schools of like thousands of king salmon out in the ocean.
yeah, that sounds sweet.
You just catch it, reel it in, and like you're like if you were there for a while, you just pick the big ones and just take home all the
Really?
biggest ones that you can get.
Yeah,
Oh, and they are delicious.
delicious. Yeah, freaking nice, fresh ocean salmon.
Can't beat it.
Oh yeah, that sounds delicious.
You just can't beat it.
I love
That should be
salmon.
the next. That should be the next fishing trip. We just go to Alaska, ocean fishing.
Just catch a bunch of, yeah. Count me in. I am definitely in for that. I love salmon. I
That's what
said
I'm.
it's nice, easier fishing. Not as much work. Cool,
No,
cool
dude,
scenery.
just troll, fucking drink, reel them in.
Yeah,
Eat good.
yeah, have to have a guide. Us drinking in boats don't mix well together.
That's true. That is true.
That is true.
Shit.
You got any cool hunts coming up this fall?
I got one. I got an elk tag here in Colorado, which I spent 9 points on, so like 9 years of applying. So it's a limited entry elk tag, which is
So is like a point 1 year
yeah,
technically? Is that how it works universally for
yeah, usually yeah,
Western states?
yeah, yeah. They're all kind of the same. It's like you build up like preference points or bonus points, and then it's the draws like a lottery system. And then the
Yeah,
more bonus points or preference points, like you have better chances of drawing.
that makes sense.
So like this like unit that I have is like managed for like bigger elk, more elk.
Mhm.
So like it's harder to draw. I think there's like only 100 tags in that unit.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I
Better
got that
chance
tag.
shooting something big.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah,
I mean there's literally elk everywhere.
is there?
I've been scouting the last couple weekends, just elk by the hundred, just like
What
on
is
the mountainsides.
when does that season start? September?
Yeah, it's September 1st to the 30th.
Earth.
Yeah, then I have a deer tag in Utah, archer deer tag, which starts August 17th. And then I have a Wyoming antelope tag, which is in October. And then in November, I'll probably go hunt with Josh. He's got like a rifle tag here in Colorado. And then I picked up like a late season cow elk tag. So we
In
run around,
Colorado.
see if we can't, yeah, see if we
Yeah.
can't see if we can't fill the freezer. Abby wants
You
to go
shoot.
out too, so
She wants to go hunting.
yeah, I think we're gonna take her out in like a second or third season. It's just like over the counter tags. So you can just like go to Walmart, buy a tag, and go out hunting.
Is she gonna go bow hunting or is she
No,
gonna
we're
rifle?
taking it. We're going rifle. We're
What,
going with the big gun.
doesn't wanna go with the bow yet?
She does like she loves shooting her bow, and
Yeah.
she definitely would prefer to kill one with her bow, but
Yeah.
she's probably not ready yet for that. So
Yeah.
we're gonna try to go
Well,
out with the boomstick.
yeah. Get a good one for her. Yeah, if you guys shoot freaking 3 elk, you'll be eating meat for 3 years.
Oh, for it. I mean, we still have a shit ton of elk, and I think we're like going through like 2 elk and like a mule deer, but we are starting to get a little low.
Oh yeah.
It goes a
Well,
lot faster than you think. Like you
yeah, well,
you,
when
you
you do it
just
with like the
use it.
sausage and the steaks and the burgers, yeah, I mean, you can mix it up pretty good and eat a lot of it,
Oh
you
yeah.
know.
I mean, we probably eat it 5 times a week on average. Like we eat it usually
Good.
every day of something. Like today,
Yeah.
like we made
Yeah,
these
those.
kefka kebabs out of the ground. You got steak.
Yeah.
You make fajitas, tacos, burgers, breakfast
Yeah.
sausage.
Elk's delicious.
Oh
Elk
yeah.
is delicious. Do you like you think elk's the best?
Oh, easily, way
Easily.
better. Yeah,
Yeah.
elk's the best. People say
Better
mule
than like
deer. They like mule deer. They're liars.
I've heard
Mule
it
deer are
some people say
definitely
mule deer, but yeah.
mule deer are definitely more gamey.
I think I've had like a mule deer steak and like in I've had elk a lot of things. And yeah, the elk is me personally way better.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, mule deers you get a little more gamier compared to
yeah,
like elk. Sometimes you don't even know you're eating an elk. Tastes like a
yeah.
burger sometimes. Like damn, it's delicious.
Oh yeah, you had a bunch of elk, and I'm sure you had mule deer too when we were living in
Yeah,
Vegas.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I had a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had
like
we
I
had
said,
that freezer full. We
elk
had
was the
that
best
freezer
by
in
far.
we had that freezer in the living room.
And then living room, yeah,
We had nowhere to put the
just
freezer, so we just threw it in the living room.
just walk right over. After work, just 10 feet away in our living room. There's our deep freeze. Nowhere else to put it.
Ryan would just love looking in that thing.
Uh,
We'd bring these people in from Vegas who had never seen like wild game and just like a chest freezer just like full of meat.
yeah. I remember we brought in like JT and his brother Mike, and they were like coming in like, why the fuck do you have a deep freeze in your living room? It's like, just check it out, boys. We got a lot of meat and nowhere to put it. And that thing was just plumb full and they could
It
not
was
believe
like
it. It's like,
the fan favorite. You bring over a guest, you're like, dude, check out my freezer. Thing is full to the
yeah,
fucking brim. Everyone
yeah.
looking like, oh man, that is so sweet. That
we
looks
had
awesome, dude.
we had deer antlers and freaking freezer
Bear
full
rug.
of elk meat, bear rug. Yeah. People were kind of they didn't really know what to think sometimes when they walked in that apartment. It was funny. They're just like, what is this place? We had like
They loved it.
three areas in the apartment that just had a pile of antlers, like one in this corner, one in that corner,
Yeah.
one in this corner, bear rug, freezer full of meat. Yeah, yeah, that was funny. It
Aren't you
definitely
gonna
didn't fit
go?
in.
Aren't you gonna go hunting this year for the first time?
Trying to. I think I'm gonna go out to West or Guthrie and hit that a little bit. Go to that CRP ground.
Are you just gonna go? You gonna go like shotgun season or something?
Hmm. Yeah, probably start off shotgun. It's
Dude,
probably
you'd for sure shoot a doe. I think.
oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're
Take Anthony with you.
I probably will.
He'll
He
know
he he
he's
wants
been
to
out
go
there.
bad. That guy just blasts him.
See, you
He's a
need him.
funny one to go hunting with.
He'll be your guide.
Yeah. That will be a good one. Yeah, I'm planning on it. Trying to. It's I think it'll be a pretty good first hunt someplace out like that. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's easier than probably most. A good amount of land. We've John and Anthony and other people have taken a good amount of deer off it, so
Oh yeah, yeah.
gonna
It
give it a
should be.
whirl.
Then you'll have some good venison to munch on.
Dude, that is one thing I miss is like I'm just so sick of going to buy just beef constantly. And I love just venison. I love elk, I love venison,
Yeah,
wild game. I you can do a shit ton of things with it. And then just having like a good solid freezer full. Obviously like a whitetail is way different than like an elk, but it still lasts you for a little bit and it's still a good amount of meat. And it's like, oh, I'm tired. I
yeah,
just want a freezer full of meat and not like, obviously you'll spend money to go shoot a deer, but to pay for the same amount of meat right now, just like going to a grocery store, it's way more expensive than
for sure.
any of that wild game.
Plus, there's some really good butchers in Iowa that you can take them to and get like brats made and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Some like
Yep.
really good shit.
I think there's a,
Yeah,
a good guy in Maxwell that
yeah. Does it?
that's the one that John always took his place to, and John always made some good stuff. So
Yeah. I mean,
gonna
that's
give it a whirl
I've done both where I've done it myself and like made a bunch of stuff, which it's really not that hard. It just takes forever.
forever. Yeah, I'll
Takes
probably
you
just spend the
forever
money and call it
butchering.
good. Yeah,
Yeah, and then it is nice going to a butcher and you can get like all these sweet flavors and like
yeah, yep,
nice packaged. Everything's good. The
yeah, yep,
mixture's good.
yep, yeah. I'll spend the money. And for
Definitely
for
worth
my
it.
first time too, I'd probably freaking butcher a lot of that meat terribly.
Oh,
And freaking Anthony was like, "Oh, I'll help you," and it's like. I'll take it someplace. I'll get it done
right.
by someone else who knows
Plus, it's
100% what they're doing.
you still will come. It's probably I don't know, $200, and you'll have
Mm.
like a shit ton of burger and steak and
Oh yeah,
whatever else you want.
dude,
So it's still
worth it, worth it
worth it for sure, easily.
for sure. Yeah, yep.
Instead
So
of going
we'll
to the grocery store and buying something.